Okay, so the news reported a fatal 4-way match to determine the number 1 contender. It's surprising to see how many hoops Edge has to jump through just to become the number 1 contender. And it's kinda surprising to see how Chris Masters really isn't that much of a factor in this story. He's the WWE Champion, for God's sake. Well, it looks like Edge is about to win the match. And he's about to beat the other guy we met at the start. You know, the apple spitting guy. Yeah, that's him.
Spear! There's the pin! It's over! Edge has won the fatal 4-way!
You think so, JR?
Edge has just won one of the most exciting and competitive matches I've ever seen. And you have to believe that Triple H is out here to restore Edge's title opportunity.
Well, now that you say that, I'm not sure.
Match, Edge. Seriously, I'm sure you really impressed all these people out here tonight. But when you're in a position like mine, part of the job description is to be decisive and make tough decisions. Although I appreciate you busting your ass out here tonight, I also have to live up to my responsibilities as interim GM. And that means I can't just flip-flop on a decision I made a few short weeks ago. So I'm afraid you're still not number 1 contender material. And you're not gonna get a title shot at Backlash.
Oh, what a load of... What the hell does the game have against Edge?
Oh my gosh! Edge has lost it!
King, I think Edge could beat our interim general manager, a knuckle sandwich right about now, and have no regrets at all. And who could blame him?
It really sucks to be Edge, you know, but after that last shot, it's gonna suck to be Triple H. What's the GM's problem with finding a number 1 contender? He must want it all to himself or something. You know, like the last game. You remember when Bischoff stripped all the Raw champions of their titles and tried to make a new wrestling product? It feels a little something like that. Well, there you go. Edge is suspended, and with him goes his ability to be the number 1 contender. I guess it never pays to physically attack your problems, kids.
Here we go. Triple H is going to reveal the number 1 contender for the WWE title.
Well, he took his sweet time about it. Backlash is this Sunday.
As you've all witnessed, I've spent the last few weeks conducting an exhaustive search for the number 1 contender for the WWE title at Backlash.
Sure, if that's what you call it.
In that time, I've examined the entire Raw roster, from top to bottom, backwards and forwards, over and over.
Oh, get to the point already, would you?
The general manager's talking.
And after much soul searching and reflection, I've found just 3 letters that could possibly belong on that marquee. H.
I knew it.
You've got to be kidding me. He's not serious.
So for the sake of Raw, I'm gonna pull double duty this Sunday and serve as both general manager and the number 1 contender for the WWE title.
This is absolutely disgusting. Being Raw's general manager wasn't enough. Triple H needs the WWE title too.
Why would anyone ever make him the GM? He's clearly going into business for himself. Triple H defends his decision to make himself the number 1 contender. I'm surprised. I'm not even worried about facing him. I'm just surprised that, how did he even become the general manager in the first place? Okay, listen. Let's just use this game as an example. Do not let Triple H run anything, ever. I assure you, this is the best you'll ever get with him as the boss. He'll screw your number 1 contender and make the current champion take a backseat to him. It's just too bad for him that the masterpiece is such a luminous superstar that there's no way he can overshadow him. Anyways, the game forced himself into the main event match for the title, so it's time to beat him again. Hopefully, after the win, he'll piss off and stop screwing with things like he's been doing. Oh, who am I kidding? He's more than likely gonna do it again. He's nothing more than a snake in the grass, a wolf in sheep's clothing, a snake oil salesman, a cheap shot artist, a good-for-nothing, sorry excuse for a professional wrestler. He deserves to be kicked in the ass, slapped in the face, and forced to sleep on a bed of nails for all he's done. Aside from that, we're not even 1 minute into the match, and Masters has a finish, and Triple H is not looking so well. Look at those big diesel-like knees in the corner. And take one more, because I think you're an asshole. I'm so genuinely impressed with myself, I'm actually reversing. I feel like a little kid who's finally riding a bike without any assistance. Oh yeah, give him that weird underhooked arm submission move. That totally looks like it should be a rope break. I don't know where that move is trying to hurt. The arms are locked from behind and he's being held up. I have no idea what's going on with that, but I approve. Just like I approve this. Give him a little payback from all the wrestlers he's screwed so far. Now let's end this guy, once and for all. Damn it. Bastard reversed the finish. He knew if we got him in the master lock, the match would have ended. Looks like I'm all out of reversals. My luck has finally run out. The damn reversal well has run dry. There's no way I can ever... Oh shit! Never mind. Better take this opportunity to get him into the red, just in case he counters the finisher. Because Lord knows the people like to do that at the absolute worst times. I'm not taking any chances with this cowardly opportunist. Besides, I'm sure Masters doesn't mind beating him down a little more. Wow, didn't take long at all. Here it comes. Damn it to hell, this bastard reversed it again. Masters has one more finisher left. Let's try this one last time. Got you this time, bitch. Tap out or not, doesn't matter. I don't care, because the match is all but over. And so with it is your chance of being the WWE Champion. Just gotta make sure he's not gonna be in the ropes during the pin and... Alright, ref, count. Now get the hell out of my ring, you waste of space. So the subtitles say there's someone talking in the background, but again, my ears don't seem to be working. So I guess I'll just do the honors and talk over them. Masters gave a dominating performance, proving that he deserves to be the champion and the head of the company. Screwing your way to the top might have worked in the late 90s and early 2000s, but it just don't work anymore. Maybe Triple H's best days are behind him. Maybe the game is finally over. Oh look, it's Triple H.
Well, I'll just get right to it. I'm sure even a bunch of inbreds like yourself noticed that there was some questionable officiating during the WWE title match at Backlash yesterday.
Bullshit. You got your ass beat.
As the general manager of Raw, I'm going to see to it that...
Oh hell, it's the real boss.
It's Mr. McMahon. He must be here to congratulate Triple H.
I'm not so sure about that, King. He doesn't look particularly happy.
Hey, Vince, how was your vacation? When did...
Let's cut the crap, Hunter.
It sounds like he's sick of Triple H's schemes.
You've been given great power as the interim general manager of Raw, but clearly you haven't used it responsibly.
Wait, what's that? A Spider-Man line?
Instead of featuring Raw superstars like Edge and Kane in the WWE title match at Backlash, you chose to satisfy your own ego and put yourself in the match.
Listen, Vince, you got it all wrong.
Oh, you listen to me. Number one, you are hereby removed as Raw's interim general manager. And number two, I'm about 5 seconds away from saying the two words all these people here tonight and those watching at home want to hear.
And those two words are Chris Masters.
You've got that long to get the hell out of my ring before you're the one who's going on vacation. And by God, I mean a permanent one.
Looks like that's the last we're seeing of that guy in a while, thanks to Uncle Ben McMahon. Now, maybe we can focus on some TV shows, maybe some interviews and expensive dinners with the Hollywood celebrities, the things that important people do, like Chris Masters. Oh, never mind. We have a triple threat match with Kirk Angel and the guy with the most questionable hairline in all of sports entertainment, Kane.
just wanted to call and tell you to enjoy your last few hours of being able to walk without crutches. Because when I get in that ring tonight, it's the ankle lock for you, bucko.
Bucko?
And a WWE title opportunity for me. I can't wait to see how you plan on defending the title at Vengeance after I've broken your damn ankle.
I don't know why the former TNA champion Kurt Angle is so angry all of a sudden, but it was Jeff Jarrett that took your wife, buddy, not Chris Masters. I mean, she may be calling him at all hours of the night, but that doesn't mean anything. Relax. I don't really think that Kane has a problem with Chris Masters as champion, unlike Kurt. Maybe the masterpiece should go easy on him. Or maybe not. I mean, let's be honest, a win over Kane would be about as impressive as a win over the Big Show. Maybe I should have my boy just beat them both decisively and pick the bones of the weaker one. In fact, yeah, that's what I'll do. How hard is it really to beat down these two guys? I imagine it'll be a back and forth between these two as if Masterpiece was playing tennis, but instead of rackets and balls, he'll have his bare hands and two bald assholes. Now that I think about it, that doesn't sound like tennis at all. Moving on. Look at how great our guy looks at delivering moves to each guy effortlessly. This is why he's at the top of the mountain right now. The most concerning thing might have to be scoring the pinfall, like in every other match. I'll worry more about that later. For now, these guys need to have their bodies worked into the red, and Chris Masters is just the man to do that. That's right, champ. Keep control of these guys. There's no way they're gonna win if you keep slamming them into the mat like that. It also helps if they attack one another too. It buys Chris Masters enough time to plan his next move. Yeah, if you can't tell from everything that's happened so far, these guys just can't seem to get their shit together. And they call themselves main eventers. After all that work, bouncing from one guy to the other, Masters has two finishers. Who's gonna be unlucky enough to take their own finisher? I think it's gonna be Kane. I don't even want to think about going behind Angle for his. Here it goes. Time for Kane to take a choke slam all the way to hell. Now that Kane's out, it's time to steal the win by pinning Angle. I knew it was going to be an issue, and here it is. Kurt is clearly the one to pin, but how do I keep the other guy away for 3 seconds? This is the chance. Of course. He has to be resilient too. What else can you do to make things harder? Both guys are hurt, which means they walk like zombies, so that should help. Well, that is unless they decide to reverse like that guy. The toughest part about this now is getting them both to stay down. It might have something to do with the quick grapples. Maybe strong grapples will keep them down longer. Okay, Angle's down. Hurry up and change shit. If it can go wrong, it will. Let's try this. Again, maybe too much time passed before that cover. I don't know what to do really, but I know Masters has a finisher. Maybe wearing one of them down and using it on them is the answer. I'm burned out of chokeslams, and there's no way I want to do the Uncle Slam. And it's even completely pointless to bring up the Angle lock. So I never do. At least if it goes wrong, the Masterpiece will still have a finisher left. And stay down so I can be done with this match once and for all. Kurt's locked in the Master Lock. I have absolutely no faith in getting him to tap. I'm hoping it'll make him stay down. Get out of the way, Kane. Never mind. Someone kill me now. This is an idea. How about a single leg crab? Come on. Come on, tap. Fuck you. Take this. I know he's getting close to victory. This is it. Please work this time. Why do they always reverse when I have the advantage? It happens every time. Great. Now he's got his nuts in the Masterpiece's face. Great. Pin him. Thank God that's over. Oh.
This match is over, but it looks like Angle and Kane are done with the champion.
Yeah, this shit always happens too.
The champion has a huge target on his back. Now he's in there with two of Raw's biggest guns.
Chair shot for
Looks like we have help.
and one for Kane.
Make it two.
Two shots for that steel chair, and the big red monster Kane is gone.
Oh, come on, Edge. You don't have to do this, man. I already had slimy, salty balls in my face. Haven't I suffered enough for one night? Damn it all to hell.
Broke the champion in half.
If this was a title match, we'd have a new champion right now.
I can't disagree, King. What an impact Edge has made here tonight on Raw.
This isn't how the biggest ever star in wrestling should be treated.
Edge, what you did last week was not what I had in mind when I lifted the suspension that Triple H placed on you.
So this is your fault too.
And again, I have to admit, you did make an impact, and making an impact is what Raw is all about. Therefore, since you had already earned a WWE Championship match prior to Triple H's unfortunate tenure as general manager, I'm naming you the #1 contender for the title at Vengeance.
Well, it's about time.
I must say you've got a strange idea of gratitude.
Gratitude? What the hell do I have to be grateful for? I should already be the WWE champion by now.
Over my dead body.
Well, you could be grateful for the fact that Kane and Kurt Angle haven't gotten their hands on you for what you did to them last week. But I think that's about to change. I'm putting you and the WWE Champion in a tag team match against them for tonight's main event.
Whatever.
I don't want to be partners with this guy.
Title shot.
Unsurprisingly, Edge's attitude has gotten him into trouble again.
Well, you know the rated R superstar Edge. He doesn't back down from anyone, not even Mr. McMahon.
Last week was awful, and I blame him and Kurt.
This is Kane.
I know.
I suggest you stay out of my way tonight in our tag team match. I'm looking forward to pulling Edge apart, limb from limb, for what he did to me last week. And don't worry, you won't be left out. Because when I leave Edge a bloody broken wreck, I'll prove that I deserve to be the #1 contender for the WWE title and do the same to you at Vengeance.
Okay, so Kane now has a problem with the champ. By the way, I love his laugh. It's just so creepy. I wish I could do it myself. Alright, it doesn't really matter what he says because Chris Masters won't be losing a match anytime soon. Honestly, Masters has no real reason to be in this match. He has nothing to prove against the opponents because he beat them both last week. He also has no love for Edge because of his gutless attack last week. If it were up to me, I'd let the champion walk out of this match and let those two dirty stinking hyenas pick the bones of this guy. Now back to the match. Kane is getting absolutely wrecked, like everyone knew he would. He's not really menacing anymore. He's just a parody of himself. He appears to just be a big dude the Masterpiece can throw around just for fun. And the champ is having a lot of fun doing that at this point and dropping bombs on him with those elbows as well. Damn, he countered. Oh hell no, you ain't going nowhere. You're getting that big red ass back into this corner and taking these knees. Let this be a reminder, big man. If you try to run away from it, it's just gonna be harder to take. I do mean the knees, of course. With a finisher in reserve, how about you go up for this strange submission? Oh hell, Kurt's in the ring. Hey Edge, you wanna come in here and do something about this? You're just gonna stand there while your partner gets beaten, huh? Ex-tag team champion my ass. He's about as disappointing as that coward Triple H. Finally, the momentum is regained. And lost again. And regained. Make up your minds, boys. Okay, good. Masters is standing tall, like he should be. Since that's the case, let's end this. It's a frequent thing now. Everyone must reverse the Master Lock at least once per match. And now the guy gets a tag out. This is such a train wreck. And there goes the number one contender, just watching as his partner gets tag teamed. I can't wait to be done with these guys. That's what you get, Edge. Just watching as your partner is attacked. Oh no, a reversal chain. Hang in there, big man. You got this. Whew. Masters won. Now that's rare. Get your good-for-nothing ass in the ring and do some work. I don't know if this is normal with the AI, but they always do nothing for long periods of time. Like, the reversals are good, but the move choices suck. So far, the worst part about this is both legal men are fresh. That means the match could last another 5 minutes. That's definitely where I come in to force the champ to help the number one contender. I say that, but every single thing he does doesn't work. Well, I guess since that didn't work, I guess Chris can go rough up the other one a little bit more. At least give him a red body. It's imperative that Kane has that red body for when Edge pins that sack of shit he's fighting, since red health makes them walk like zombies. Time to lend a hand to Edge because this match can't be won by lying on his back. That backdrop just looks so nice in this game. Either that, or it only looks good because Masters is doing it. I don't actually know. Well, if that exchange proved anything, is that everything I just said up to this point about zombies and all that, yeah, it's just a lie. Get off him, ref. Focus on Edge. This ref is trash. You know what? I'm gonna have Masters do to Kane what he would be doing to the ref if he knew he wouldn't lose the match because of it. Come on, Edge. Can you stop getting beaten up for a second? You're the number one contender, for God's sake. Show some skill. Masters has to do everything on his own. What's with all these worthless, bald-headed and blonde-haired men on this damn show? Round 3, buddy. Let's go. Kurt is so hurt now that a finisher should be enough to pin him. The execution focuses on the head, so it should work well enough. Put him down. No, ref, you can't have his phone number. I have absolutely no idea what the masterpiece is doing right now, but Edge just hit the finisher. Now to keep Big Baldy distracted for long enough so Edge can secure the victory. The distraction worked, and the win is ours. Hurry up, Lillian.
Here are your winners. Edge. And the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Let's never team up with this guy again for anything, ever. Here's a message from the boss, letting Masters know about a contract signing for the title at Vengeance with Edge. He really deserves this title shot after all those weeks getting screwed by Triple H. In fact, the storyline has been more focused on him than Chris Masters. I know I should be used to it by now, but that's just crazy. So far, so good. Here comes the devil.
What's going on? That's Triple H's music.
What's he got in his hand?
Hunter, what the hell are you doing out here?
I'm keeping you from making a very serious and expensive mistake is what I'm doing. You see, back when I was Raw's general manager, I had a little contract drawn up. It guarantees me a rematch for the WWE title at Vengeance. So you can make your little title match if you want, but I've got an army of lawyers waiting to sue you for everything you've got if you do.
Now come on, Hunter. You know we don't settle things with lawyers around here.
Since when?
If you want that championship match, you can earn it tonight. In a triple threat match against these two superstars.
Absolutely not.
If the champion wins, whoever doesn't lose goes to Vengeance. If the champion loses, whoever beats him goes to Vengeance. Got it?
Whoa, hold on. Why should I risk my #1 contendership? What do I get out of this deal?
How about the winner also gets his choice of match type at Vengeance?
It's not worth it, Edge.
All right, then, it's settled. Let's get this match started.
I know why Vince is okay with this, but Edge and Chris shouldn't be. Edge could lose his title shot, and Masters has beaten the game many times already. How many more ways can Triple H squeeze himself into the title picture? And how many more times is he just going to shove aside Edge just to do it? Oh well, it doesn't really matter now, does it? Chris Masters is leaving Vengeance as WWE Champion regardless of what happens here in this match. Our champion owes the Rated R superstar an ass kicking for that spirit he received. Yeah, I haven't forgotten about that. As for Triple H, he deserves nothing more than to get a boot shoved up his ass from the masterpiece. With all that in mind, the champ is laying into the beating he's giving these two. Even when they gain the momentum, he finds a way to take the punishment, then gives it right back to them even harder. He must be testing his opponent's abilities, or maybe giving control just to take it away from them. Whatever the reason, it's absolutely the reason why he's WWE Champion. Speaking of which, the Masterpiece is handing out strong shots to his opponents after taking what they had to offer. However, Edge is more than likely now understanding what a terrible idea it was to agree to this match. And for what? A chance to choose the match type for the title. Personally, I'd fight for the title in any singles match to avoid risking it in one like this. Another thing the challengers could focus on is actually hurting the champ before going for the win. That way, the match at the pay-per-view won't be as hard to accomplish as climbing Mount Everest. Edge is already in rough shape, and Triple H is starting to feel those body shots. Every time Masters steps in the ring, it becomes more apparent that there's no one who can beat him pound for pound. He's already gone through huge athletes like The Big Show and Kane. Not to mention, he's beaten the greatest mat technicians like Kurt Angle and, I guess, Triple H? If I'm being honest, the only way these two have a chance at winning this match is if they team up against the champ to get rid of him. Then they can beat the hell out of each other to guarantee their own chance at Vengeance. This right here is what I'm talking about. I love the Masterpiece like everyone else, but these guys need to stay on him. I understand that Edge more than likely hates Triple H for everything he's done so far, but the Masterpiece is a far bigger threat than the game. So far, these guys are doing well to keep Chris down. Now they just have to keep it up. It's gonna be tough to keep the champ down, and oh yeah, here he comes. Edge is so badly banged out from all those moves to the body, this just might be the closest he gets to the title. As for the former GM, he's in the unfortunate position of being picked apart by Masters. From the looks of this beatdown, you could say the champ takes pleasure in inflicting pain on him. If not, at the very least, I know he just doesn't like him, and I certainly understand why. You could also say the game has a target on his back, and that very back has Edge's knee buried in it. Both men are significantly hurt now. The only way for either of them to win this match is to cover the other. They just need to get rid of the champ for 3 seconds beforehand. Judging by what's going on right now, that's not likely to happen. He's always got to get that submission in somehow, and for some reason. The challengers are in real trouble. Masters is most dangerous when he's facing one opponent at a time. Plus, these guys' bodies have taken quite the pounding. And things just get worse for the game. Masters just planted Triple H's head into the mat with a pedigree. Edge manages to fight back against the champ. Could this be his chance to take the win? If you want it, you need to cover the game. Everything you've been through will be all in vain if you don't do it. He's so hell-bent on the masterpiece that he might have just lost his shot at winning this match. The champ is back on top and controlling the pace of the match yet again. Since that's true, you gotta know this match isn't going to last much longer. The end is in sight for Chris Masters and victory as well, unless, by some miracle, one of his opponents can catch him off guard. I can't see that happening though. With both men down, here comes a cover. That's it! Edge's chances to become the WWE Champion have been taken away by the very holder of that title. He fought so hard to make it this far, but the persistence of Triple H and the sheer strength and skill of the masterpiece proved far more than he could handle. Now the champ can set his sights on getting rid of the annoyance that is Triple H once and for all at Vengeance. With that win for Chris Masters, he gets to pick the type of match for the pay-per-view. The most interesting choice to me is the TLC match, since I haven't played that one yet.
Okay, it may have been a minor miracle at Backlash when you left the ring with the WWE title, but let me tell you, nothing short of divine intervention is going to keep me from beating you in our rematch tonight at Vengeance. Once I hit you with that pedigree, you're gonna wish you had dropped the belt to me last month. Why? Because I am the game. And I'm that damn good.
I honestly stopped listening midway through. No one cares what you have to say, loser. You've done nothing but lose since the masterpiece took your title. Moving on. Vengeance is here, and with it is the TLC match for the greatest prize in this business. Can Triple H take the title from the unstoppable powerhouse that is Chris Masters? It seems the first order of business is to go for the latter. Just to remind you, this match is won by pinfall, so setting it up has nothing to do with winning the match. The game is dominating the champ. A truly rare sight indeed, if I'm honest. He better do as much damage as possible and not let Masters make a comeback. We've all seen enough of the masterpiece to know, when he regains momentum, it's almost impossible to stop him. And of course, that didn't last long. Look at how quickly the advantage shifted and how much Chris is on the challenger. This isn't going to end well. The champ has had enough of the game and is using the ladder as a weapon. Even the poor ref got caught with the damn thing. This match was never going to be pretty. These guys have bad blood with each other, and it goes all the way back to Backlash. There is where the game was dethroned as WWE Champion, and ever since then, he's been a thorn in the side of the younger, better man. I'm sure Chris Masters would love nothing more than to destroy Triple H right here tonight, but the veteran is persistent and opportunistic, so that won't be an easy task. Masters appears to be regrouping after a series of ladder shots. They always used to say, turnabout is fair play. There's a roll up, and no ref to count the fall. The game isn't even trying to waste energy kicking out, because he knows it too. That was the longest roll-up I've ever seen. That had to be a 10 count, or something close. If the ref wasn't just coming to his senses now, that might have been the pin. The masterpiece is brushing that chair against the face of the ladder-wielding Game. What won't these two do to one another? Nothing's off limits in this match, and these guys are absolutely fine with beating the hell out of each other. Chris Masters takes a page from Triple H and hits him with his own pedigree. This match isn't about winning or losing to the masterpiece. He's hell-bent on hurting his challenger any way he can. This rivalry is so heated and intense, it feels like it could go on forever. And he's still not done with that ladder. He's never relied on weapons before, but clearly has no problem with it in a match like this, and who can blame him? Triple H shows his excellent ring awareness by dumping out the champ. He might have bought himself a little time, but can he use it to make a comeback? I guess not. He introduced the table to Masters, then got put on it himself. The Game isn't doing so well as we've come to expect from anyone who goes up against the champ by now. Despite that, he's still hanging in there somehow. The champ is setting the table up in the corner. Will it come into play again in this match? No, it really doesn't look like it. What's Masters have in mind? The Master Lock! The Master Lock! This is it for the challenger. It's damn near impossible to survive a pin after that move. Here's the cover. And the win. The masterpiece retained his title in a hard-hitting affair. Things started off rough, but when he dropped the nice guy act and started using weapons, he took control and never lost it. This should be the last Triple H has anything to do with Masters, all thanks to the Master Lock. So I guess the title isn't a replica after all. The WWE title is just so small. Thanks, Vince. Rescue the princess? From who? Bowser? What game am I playing right now? Vince has decided to resurrect the legends and return them to the prime of their careers. He must have found the Dragon Balls. Hold on, why should Chris Masters even care about that? He's the champion. So he has to care about it because Stephanie wants him to. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking Masters needs a little persuasion. I'm sure he's got a job he could use a hand with, if you know what I'm saying.
Thank you. Oh, you're cheering for him.
No, it's all piped in.
Well, that's exactly why I've decided to go forward with this Legends initiative. I believe that it's long past time to bring back to the ring the legends that, along with my genius, helped make the WWE what it is today.
Why?
Many of our younger fans have never seen some of these legends perform, and
It's Stephanie McMahon. What's the billion-dollar princess doing here
Wait,
on Raw?
princess?
What's he doing with
Her?
Oh, Dad, you just don't get it, do you? You're just too old-fashioned to connect with today's WWE fans.
Hell yeah.
Our fans don't want to see a bunch of superstars from 20 years ago. They want to see the best of what WWE has to offer today, such as the champion standing next to me.
Stephanie, how dare you come out here and talk to me like that? Have some respect. If not for your own father, then for the history of this business.
Oh, I respect history, Dad. And I respect that the old fossil would be history if he got into the ring with the champ here.
True. He's telling Vince that he can't handle Masters.
All right, then, you're on, young lady. Let's start the damn match right now. Did you hear that, King? It's going to be a clash of old school and new school right here, right now on Monday Night Raw.
Even though one of these superstars is a champion, the belt won't be at stake, will it? I mean, this isn't an officially sanctioned title match.
Okay, wait, hold on. So Stephanie is the princess and Chris is her savior. And since when did the Vince McMahon character ever give a damn about the legends? Especially The Rock. I do think it's cute that The Rock is here in storyline, knowing how tough it is to get The Rock back in the WWE to do anything anymore. Look, I'm not saying what he should or should not do, I'm just drawing comparison. Nonetheless, the People's Champ is finally getting the chance to meet the best damn WWE Champion there's ever been or will ever be. He's not doing so well against the Masterpiece, and I mean no disrespect, but why the hell would he? He hasn't even been in the ring for a long time, and he's up against the very best there is. What was with refusing to break the hold for the rope break? Masters hasn't been a dirty competitor up to this point. Maybe there's just something about The Rock that really doesn't set well with him. That's certainly a disadvantage for the Brahma Bull. Just ask Triple H. Masters is up on the top rope. And down comes the fist drop. The People's Champ hasn't even touched Masterpiece as of yet. What was McMahon thinking letting The Rock compete here tonight? This is starting to get hard to watch. I'm a fan of back and forth encounters to decide who the better man is, and this is not that. This is nothing more than a complete and utter beatdown of one of the most iconic names in this business. And damn it, it's not right. Oh hell, the ref got too close to Masters and now he's knocked out. I done told them they need to stay away from him, but they just don't listen. The Rock is making a comeback. Can the most electrifying man teach the WWE Champ a lesson in respecting those that came before him? It seems as though after all that time off for The Rock, the swinging neckbreaker is the move he hasn't forgotten. It's looking good for The Rock, but a single quick strike halts his momentum. Masters is back on the attack, viciously assaulting his opponent. It appears The Rock's comeback was his second wind, and if you know anything about the champion, you know those don't work against him. I can't believe this one-sided beatdown is allowed to continue. Stop this damn thing before The Rock can no longer set foot in the ring again. Oh my God. The most devastating rock bottom there's ever been. Finally, a cover. Someone get The Rock some help. I'm as big a fan of the Masterpiece as anyone else, but I can't say that I'm happy to see him dismantle the People's Champion, limb from limb. The Rock clearly wasn't ready for the match, and Vince should have known that. He let his damn ego get the better of him, and the Brahma Bull had to end up paying the price. All this talk of respecting the legends, and this is how you do it. Damn you, Vince McMahon. Damn you straight to hell.
All right, now listen to me, chap. I don't know who the hell you think you are, and I don't know what line my daughter Stephanie fed you to get you to go along with this scheme, but tonight, I want you at SmackDown, ready to compete in a handicap match against two of my hand-picked legends. If you don't have the proper respect for the legends who helped make this company great, by God, I'll see that they beat it into you tonight.
Hey, champ. I just heard that my father's planning to set you up in some kind of handicap match tonight on SmackDown against two of his has-beens. But don't worry. Despite what he says, I found a SmackDown superstar who's willing to team up with you and make it a tag team match. And listen, I really appreciate you going along with this. I know that if we keep it up, we'll make my dad realize that the spotlight should be on WWE's present and not its past.
So Vince is still spouting his respect shit after getting The Rock in a no-win situation. That was definitely his fault. not Chris's. Additionally, Stephanie seems to be helpful towards the champion. I'm feeling odd about this whole thing. Every game up to this point has conditioned me to never trust a McMahon, and that doesn't stop at Vince. In this tag match, our guy teams up with Booker T and takes on the Beast from the East, Bam Bam Bigelow, and the King of the Death Match, Cactus Jack. First off, these are two guys you don't ever want as opponents because they hit hard and can take a pounding like no one you've ever seen. The two legends have been in the ring with some of the best superstars of all time, like Bret Hart and Ric Flair. There are far more greats they have fought over the years, but none of them could measure up to the greatest WWE champion that's ever lived, the masterpiece, Chris Masters. And as partners go, I'm not even sure you can find a better partner than Booker T. He held almost every title in every major company that he was capable of earning. He's also wrestled some of the greatest superstars of all time, like Scott Steiner, The Rock, and Steve Austin. If there's anyone you'd want to have watching your back, it's Booker T. Speaking of the 5-time WCW champion, he's proving to Cactus Jack why he's also one of the best there's ever been. He's just inflicting damage uninterruptedly. Booker's not afraid of the legend at all, and each move he makes drives that point home further. While he's doing that, the WWE Champion is outside with Bam Bam, trying to show him why he's the best thing going today. Let me emphasize the word trying in that sentence. Somehow Bigelow has become a reversal machine and doesn't want to come off the apron. He doesn't seem to understand that when the champ wants you, he takes you. Things are getting much better in the ring for Booker T. Cactus is taking move after move with no hope of giving anything back. It's like someone dressed a punching bag in Cactus Jack's gear and put a wig on it. This man's offense is nearly non-existent, but I'll be damned if he doesn't keep getting back up for more. No matter how many times you hit him, that fact won't ever change. That's what you get when you get Cactus Jack. And here we go. Booker T is showing the hardcore legend the meaning of the phrase scissors kick and a spinneroonie just to add more flavor. Surprisingly, Cactus is starting his comeback after taking the best move in Booker's arsenal. Meanwhile, the masterpiece seems to have tired out Bam Bam. Or not. If that DDT tells me anything, it's that Bigelow has more fight in him than his own partner. The hardcore legend is looking about as out of shape as The Rock in the last match. The 5-time WCW champion is squashing him like enhancement talent. Bam Bam needs to get in if he wants even the slightest chance of taking home a victory. Booker makes a tag to Chris and gets a finisher on the way out. It looks like it's time for the masterpiece to teach Cactus the same lesson he taught Bam Bam. I'm sure he'll succeed, just as long as Foley don't start countering his moves. There's that weird submission again. And if that wasn't bad enough, Booker T is now teaching the Beast from the East the meaning of the scissors kick. These athletes are refusing to make it easy for the old-timers. Cactus Jack has endured so much pain up to this point, but you can't count him out just yet. He does his most damage when he's hurt, almost like he draws on his own pain for power. Could this be the start to Jack turning the tables on the WWE champ? No, the masterpiece isn't about to let himself be stopped. Back and forth these guys go, until a clothesline takes Cactus down to the mat. It looks like he's finally had enough. Jack tags out and brings in his flame-covered partner. Masters trips him up from the outside. Could he be going for it? Yes, the Master Lock. Bam Bam is locked in the deadliest submission hold. And it's broken up by Cactus. This should be the finish right here, but the ref is blinded by the illegal participants. If this was an AEW show, that wouldn't have been a damn problem. Now the match is slowed down to a crawl. I bet both men are trying to come up with the next move. Bigelow is hurt badly, and the champ is probably thinking of another way to end this match. The single leg crab is reversed. The champ's brain is cooking, trying to figure out what to do next. Despite the dominance of Booker and Chris, this feels like the longest match we've had so far. However, I'm not sure how much longer it will continue when you have a fresh Booker T against a broken down beast. Chris Masters is back on the outside, luring Cactus Jack's attention away from the ring. Booker has a finisher and Bigelow right where he wants him. All he has to do is pin him, and this one will be another point in the column for the modern day wrestlers. Just gotta wait a little bit for him to drop the arms. Here it comes. And there it is. What an interesting match. Two guys notorious for their pain tolerance versus two guys that love to dish out pain. I adored Cactus Jack and Bam Bam Bigelow, but there was absolutely no way they were going to beat the WWE Champ and his extremely incredible tag partner, Booker T. You can only imagine Vince McMahon is in the back flipping over everything that isn't nailed down. No matter what's happening, you can bet this thing is far from over. You know what? Every time there's anything to do with legends, there's always a damn battle royal. I know it's just to get as much of them as you can in one ring, but it's pointless and annoying. Let's not complain too much about it though. Do you know how much more it would fuel the claim of Chris Masters being the best WWE champion that's ever lived if he beat 5 of the biggest legends of all time? Now, since I don't read the match card before the match, let me list off the names of these guys that will be beaten here tonight. So first up, we have The Rock, Bam Bam Bigelow, Cactus Jack, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Bret Hitman Hart. That's right, there's 3 guys here the Masterpiece has already beaten down, and there's 2 new ones to add to the list. If I'm being honest, of all these stars and what they meant to the business, Bam Bam is kind of the odd man out. I'm not trying to be a dick, but of all the legends, he's the only one that wasn't the WWF/E champion. But he did main event WrestleMania, so you can't really complain too much about that. Now aside from that, let me try to call this chaotic mess of a match. The WWE champ just took his knee out of the back of the excellence of execution, showing the Master Lock isn't the only submission he knows. Masters looks to be taking his frustration of the entire storyline out on the man he beat resounding. Bret's got his sights set on Steve Austin, perhaps renewing their famous rivalry from all those years ago. The Rock is in rough shape already, thanks mostly to Masters, but everyone keeps switching targets too quickly for me to digest what the hell is happening. For now, the best I can do is call what the champ is up to. Let's face it, he's the only one that really matters here. The rest of these guys will probably go back to their retirement after this. I mean no disrespect, but this is only a tour for them. This is an everyday commitment for the Masterpiece. He's wrestled every single show and pay-per-view there's been so far, provided that you don't remember that weird time skip to WrestleMania thing that happened. Masters has been dedicated to proving himself every week, and his hard work has paid off because he is the WWE Champion. I'm sure everyone in this match knows exactly what that's about, so they should understand. Back to the match. The Masterpiece has been staying out of the chaos, but has found his path crossing, yet again, with Bam Bam Bigelow. If the rest of these guys knew more about Chris Masters, they'd get rid of him right now. Once the champ gets you alone, you're not gonna last long. Looks like Brett is about to learn that very thing. Hart and Masters are having a very difficult time with one another. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be has run into someone who can challenge that claim for sure. This battlefield of brutality is so intense that even the referee got flattened. This match is a danger to everyone involved, and as you saw, that does mean the ref too. Vince designed this match to punish the champ, but everyone involved risks injury. I told you all that he didn't give a damn about these legends, and this match proves it for damn sure. He's selfish, and unfortunately, he's the boss. I know the chairman's cooking up some scheme with the champion in mind. I'm sure he would like nothing more than to embarrass the champ for joining Stephanie's side in their little feud. Whatever he chooses, I guarantee the champ can't be and won't be stopped. Wait a minute, The Rock turns the Hitman around and into the Rock Bottom. This has to be the end for the Hitman. Oh God, he just kicked out at 1. Is that Bret Hart or is that Hogan? Quick, check his hairline. I've never once seen him take anyone's finisher and power out at the count of 1. There's just so many bodies flying around that I'm getting dizzy. I know Masters has his knee in the back of Mick Foley, but everyone else just looks like a tornado of moving bodies. It seems like The Rock has a finisher. There it is again. The Rock is giving Bret Hart another rock bottom. Can he kick out? No. The Hitman is the first one to head to the back, but only after taking 2 rock bottoms, one of which he showcased his amazing will to stay alive. The masterpiece is trapped in the corner with The Rock's Johnson in his face. It must be hell for the champ in the corner right now. There's probably a dreadful stench coming from the people's strudel that's rendering the masterpiece on the verge of passing out. That torture must be worse than any submission you can think of. He answers back with an elevated single leg crab. Tap out, you gross son of a bitch. The people's champ finds a way out. Bigelow, Cactus Jack, and Steve Austin are taking turns beating the hell out of each other while The Rock is laid out by a back suplex. This is the end of the road for you. And The Rock is the next to end his night early. Bam Bam immediately attacks the champ, surely getting flashbacks from the tag match they had last week. These two guys show no hesitation when it comes to fighting one another. It's almost as if they're starting to develop bad blood. Whatever it is, Chris has no issue with fighting Bam Bam. The champ is more than happy, giving the beast a beating to take back home. He might just need a back brace after this one. And to make it even worse, Bigelow is trapped in a single leg crab. He can't escape the hold and taps out. It's been nice seeing you, Bam Bam. Have a good night, and thanks for coming. The masterpiece gets between Cactus Jack and Steve Austin and abruptly regrets it. He takes a variation of the submission he used to tap out the beast from the east. There's no method to Jack's madness, so I won't even begin to ask why he worked the leg right there. Despite that, Chris regroups away from the other two to catch his breath. He paces around and watches as the hardcore legend plants the Texas rattlesnake with his finisher. He hooks the leg. Your tour is over. Back to Texas with you, Steve. There's that weird submission again, but there's also an escape. He goes for the pin, but he kicks out. These are the last two guys, obviously, and that means the advantage is firmly with the masterpiece. He's in better shape than Jack at this very moment, and that last move didn't help him at all. In fact, That was the very move to win this match after 7.5 minutes. Hey yo, cameraman, why the hell you all up in his ass like that? You gotta pay extra for that, my man. Shots to the masterpiece's cheeks ain't free. Tell him, Vince.
What's the matter, champ? Feeling a little tired? A little
No,
down?
he can go all night long.
Well, you haven't
Just
seen
ask your
anything
daughter.
yet, my friend, because this Friday, you're going to be in a 6-man elimination tag team match on SmackDown.
I don't believe this. How could Mr. McMahon just hand SmackDown a huge match like that?
Come on, JR. Mr. McMahon's the boss. He can do anything he wants.
And then 1 week from tonight, you're going to put your championship title on the line against one of the true legends of this business and one of the greatest superstars of all time.
I don't believe it, JR. Do you see what I'm seeing?
Oh, hell no.
I do indeed, King. It looks to me like Raw won't be outdone by SmackDown after all.
Oh, and if that's not enough, your title match on Raw will take place inside a steel cage. Good luck, champ, because you're going to need it.
The champion will put his title on the line against one of the greatest legends of all time. 1 week from tonight, here on Raw.
Look, I don't really care about any of that. I just want my money from that cameraman trying to get a peek into no man's land. Dirty bastard.